Hello and welcome everybody to my channel Omni Bioentrance, and today we will be discussing TIFR Biology 2023 paper. I have solved it with explanation. I have also done biology questions which they have asked under general aptitude as well as in chemistry. Then I have also uploaded previous year's TIFR biology question papers which are solved. You can refer my channel playlist for the same. If you are new to my channel, please do like, share and subscribe. Coming to the year 2023. First question. In a human family, the father and the mother are carriers for an autosomal recessive disease. One of their son is phenotypically normal. What is the probability that the son is also a carrier? So these are the parents. They are carriers for autosomal recessive disease. One of their son is phenotypically normal. So either this or this will be the phenotypically normal case. What is the probability that the son is a carrier? Carrier means he should have capital A, small a, capital A, small a. So out of 1, 2 and 3, small a is not taken because it is the deceased phenotype. So they have asked for the phenotypically normal son. So 1, 2, 3 options are there. 2 will be, sorry, 2/3 will be carriers. 2/3 chance that the son is a carrier. Answer will be option 4. Then, which of the following techniques can be used to identify the post-translational modification such as phosphorylation or methylation of a protein and the residue where it is modified? It is mass spectrophotometry. Then next one. Amino acids have different chemical properties that determine whether they are found on the surface of globular proteins. Which of the following series of amino acid is ordered according to how likely it will be found on the surface of the protein? So on the surface of the protein, you will have hydrophilic amino acids and inside will be hydrophobic amino acids. So out of these, aspartic acid is acidic amino acid and it is hydrophilic. Threonine, it is neutral. Leucine and phenylalanine are hydrophobic amino acids. So aspartic acid greater than threonine, greater than leucine, greater than phenylalanine. Next one. Human DNA contains 18% C on a molar basis. What is the mole percentage of A, G and T respectively? So human DNA contains 18% C. 18C, that means G is also 18. So 18 plus 18 will be 36. 100 minus 36 will be 64. That will be your A and T. A will be 64 by 2, that is 32. T will be 32. Mole percentage of A, G and T respectively. So 32, 18, 32. Answer will be option A. Then next one. Which of the following statement explains why net primary productivity is higher near the tropics? Warm water and warm temperatures in the tropics promote photosynthesis. Answer is option 4. X-linked recessive disorder are most commonly exhibited by, they are most commonly exhibited by the males. Why? Because they have only one X chromosome. Answer is option B. Then next one. A trihybrid test cross, order of loci unknown, produced progeny classes as follows. The gene order is, I have written the classes, progeny classes over here for easy understanding. Now 35 and 37, they are the maximum produced, so they will be your parentals. The least ones, that is these two, 1, 1 each, they are your double reciprocals. And to find the gene order, you have to see for the double reciprocal, see for which gene has changed its position when compared with the parentals. So if you see here A, B, small c, here A, B, capital C. So instead of capital C, you got a small c over here. and A capital B small c. So A capital B capital C over in double crossover product. So the C has changed position. So C is in the middle. So the answer will be B, C, A. Answer is option 3. Then next one. A newly discovered extraterrestrial organism was found to contain proteins that are made up of 75 different amino acids. Assuming that one codon codes for a unique amino acid, which of the following is possibly correct about its DNA and codons? The DNA could be composed of 4 bases and the organism has a triplet codon. Now if that was the case, then 4 raised to 3, that will be 64, so it will be less than 75. So that is not the answer. The DNA could be composed of 3 bases and the organism has a triplet codon. So 3 bases means 3 raised to 3, triplet codon. So 3 raised to 3, that will be 27. So that is also less than 75. The DNA could be composed of 3 bases and the organism has a quadret codon. So 3 raised to 4, that is 81, can code for 75 amino acids. So C will be the correct answer. The DNA could be composed of 2 bases and the organism has a quadret codon. So 2 raised to 4, that will be 16. So it will be less than 75. So that also cannot be correct. So the answer here is option. Then next one. You unearthed a fossilized skull. Your initial investigation suggests a reptile like a dinosaur that had strong jaw muscles. What feature led you to that conclusion? It is the presence of sagittal crust at the top of the skull. Coming to the next question. Which of the following statement is correct? Given this phylogeny of 4 species. So they have given you phylogeny of 4 species, that is A, B, C and D. Now based on these statements you have to see which one is the correct one. So first statement says A has gone extinct. A has not gone extinct, it is present in the phylogenetic tree. So that statement is not correct. A is more closely related to C and D. C and D are very far away from A. So they are not closely related to A. D evolved from C. D didn't evolve from C but it evolved from B. B gave rise to an common ancestor to a new species, and from that species C and D got branched out. So D didn't evolve from C but it evolved from this particular species. Then next statement, B, C, D shared a common ancestor. That is correct. B, C, D, they share a common ancestor, that is this one. This is the common ancestor of B, C and D. So the correct statement is option 4, that is B, C, D shared a common ancestor. Then coming to the next question. You synthesize a short peptide AMX, VFX, GNX and M, where X is any amino acid with a charged side chain. So here in this particular peptide, this short peptide, only the region of the X will be changing, whereas these amino acids AM, VF, GN and M will remain the same always. They won't change. Only X will be changing because they have mentioned that X is any amino acid with a charged side chain. So you have 5 amino acids with charged side chains. Lysine, arginine, histidine, glutamic acid and aspartic acid. So these are the charged side chain amino acids. There are 5 in number. So they have asked how many possible peptides can be synthesized. So there are 3 positions for 5 different amino acids. So it will be, what is the probability that you can fill these 3 places with 5 different amino acids is 5 raised to 3, that is 125. So the answer is option 3. Coming to the next question. Scientists measure the resting metabolic rate RMR of males and females from 12 different insect species. Given the results shown in the figure, which statement is correct? Circles with the cross inside indicate species that eat plants. That is these ones. These four ones are circled with the cross. They indicate species that eat plants. Now from these statements we have to see which is the most correct statement. In each species, males and females have similar RMR. Males and females don't have similar RMR. See this one. This species, if you see, it is more than 2 in case of male RMR, and female RMR it is just more than 1. So male and female have similar RMR is not a correct statement. Plant eating insects have higher RMR than other insects. No, they have lower RMR than other insects. It is just more than 0.5. But here it has gone even more than 2 in case of male RMR, and here it is more than 1 in the case of female RMR. So they have lower RMR, that is plant eating insects have lower RMR than other insects. Male and female RMR are not correlated, they are correlated. Males generally have higher RMR than females. That is correct. If you see this one, male is having more RMR than female insect species. So the answer here is option 4. Now coming to biology questions which they have asked in the general question section. So the first question, in a skewed distribution with long right tail like the distribution of annual incomes in most developing countries, which of the following statement is true? So here they have told that long right tail. So when its tail is more pronounced on the right side, then it is positively skewed. That is, this is the graph that you get when you draw a positively skewed distribution. So in such a graph, the mode will be least. See over here, from this point to this point, mode is least. Then comes median, and mean is the highest. So mode less than median less than mean is the answer. Answer is option 4. Then next one. Consider the following data as a sample. So they have given a few numbers over here. If each data value is increased by 5, what is the effect on mean and standard deviation? So this is the mean. Mean, how you take? You add all the given data and divide by the number of the items. So how much it will be? So 15 plus 15 plus 33 plus 17 plus 30 plus 30 plus 20 plus 60 plus 45 plus 15, the whole divided by 10 will give you the mean. Now what they have told is each data value is increased by 5. So 15 plus 5, then 15 plus 5, then 33 plus 5, 17 plus 5, 30 plus 5, like that. So what will happen? You take 5 outside, put 15 plus 15, 33, 17, 40, 30, 30, 20, 60, 45, 15 in brackets, and the whole divided by 10. So what is this? 5 into this mean. So this whatever is in the brackets divided by 10 is your mean, not the new mean. So 5 into mean. So new mean will be 5 into mean, that is 5 times. The mean has increased by 5 times. Now what about the standard deviation? So standard deviation, it is a measure of dispersion. That means it is a measure of how dispersed or spread the data is in relation to the mean. Now standard deviation will be unaltered because the spread of the data will not change. So the answer here is standard deviation remains the same, but the mean increases by 5. Answer is option 3. Next one. Electric cars are considered more eco-friendly because they do not cause air pollution. They are built from biodegradable parts. No. They carry more people. Nothing like that. They are cheaper. No. So they do not cause air pollution is the more apt answer. Next one. If a cat's pupils are circular, it is likely that. Now circular pupil, they allow for large amount of light to enter the eye, especially in the dark. So when the cat's pupils are circular, it means it is walking in the darkness. So the answer here is option 2. Then next one. The Arctic tern is one of the fastest long distance migratory birds, with them migrating from the Arctic to the Antarctic pole and back every single year, which is about 90,000 kilometers in total. So that is the distance traveled. On average, these birds fly at a rate of about 40 kilometers per hour, that is speed or the velocity. Which of the following is true? So out of these statements, which of the following is true? Okay, we will see one by. Now they have given the distance traveled as well as the velocity, and the first statement states that the birds take 45 days to complete one half of the journey. One half of the journey means distance divided by 2. Half of the distance, that is for 45,000. We know velocity is equal to distance traveled by time. So time will be distance divided by velocity. So 45,000 divided by 40, that will be around 1125 hours. So you have to convert it into days, because they have told that birds take 45 days to complete this much journey. So 24 hours is 1 day. So 1125 hours will be 1125 divided by 24, that is 46 days. So approximately 45 days is correct. So statement 1 is correct. Then next one. The bird completes approximately 65% of one half of the journey in a month. Again, distance traveled is equal to time into speed. So time they have given it in terms of month. Convert it into hours, because speed will unit is in kilometer per hour. So 30 into 24, that will be 720. So 720 hours into 40, that will give you 28,800. Now we have to see whether we will get 65%. So one half of the journey in a month. So 45,000, that is half of the journey they have already told. So half of the distance traveled into x by 100. We have to see whether we get the value of 65% for x. That is equal to 28,800. Calculate for the value of x, you will get it as 64%. So approximately 65%, that is also correct. So statement 2 is also correct. Then this is equivalent to Usain Bolt completing one half of the Arctic-Antarctic journey in 50 days at his 100-meter world record pace, which he completed in 9.58 seconds. That statement also is correct. So all the 3 statements are correct. Then next one. The Malabar carnation has red and white flowers. You suspect that sunbirds, which are diurnal, pollinate the red flowers, whereas the nocturnal hawk moth pollinates the white ones. So that is your claim. You claim that the sunbird, which is diurnal, and it will pollinate the red flowers, and hawk moth, it is pollinate the white ones, because it visits the flowers at night. It is nocturnal. To show this, you cover the red flowers at night and white ones during the day. All the flowers become pollinated, natural, because what you do, you cover the red flowers at night time, but in the morning they are left open. That is, during the day they are left open. So when they are left open at the daytime, sunbirds naturally will pollinate the red flowers. Similarly, white ones you are covering at the daytime. So white ones will not be pollinated by the sunbirds, and you left open the white ones in the night. So naturally the hawk moth will pollinate the white ones. So all the flowers become pollinated. So your claim that the sunbird pollinates red flowers and nocturnal hawk moth pollinates the white ones is correct. But you need additional experiment to support your claim. So which of these will be the experiment that you will carry out? So first option. Set up a red and white Malabar carnation at opposite ends of a darkened flight arena to determine the flower preference of a sunbird. They have not told anything regarding flower preference. They have told on pollination. So this statement is not correct. Set up a red and white Malabar carnation at opposite ends of a well-lit flight arena to determine the preference of a sunbird. That is also not correct. Cover red flowers during the day and white flowers during the night and determine pollination. That is correct. Once you cover red flowers during the day, sunbird will not be able to pollinate them. And white flowers, when you cover it during the night, hawk moth will not be able to pollinate them. So once you do this experiment, you can again claim that your sunbirds pollinate the red flowers and nocturnal hawk moth pollinates the white ones. So the answer here is option 3. Then next one. Toxoplasma is a parasite known to induce behavioral changes in mice, such as making them less fearful of cats. So that is what toxoplasma does. It makes them less fearful. About 30 to 70% of humans are thought to be infected by toxoplasma. A study was conducted to determine if reckless driving leading to motor accidents could be due to toxoplasma infection, and the following data were obtained. So this is the data. So zero prevalence, that is over here on the y-axis. What is zero prevalence? It indicates the presence of antibodies to toxoplasma in the blood sample taken from the subjects. So these are the antibodies present. Controls were healthy individuals not involved in traffic accidents. These blue ones, they are controls. The red ones are the victims. Based on the above data, which of the following statements can be made? Toxoplasma infection causes humans to get into accidents. Toxoplasma doesn't cause human to get into accident. It causes fearlessness in them. Because of this fearlessness, they go for reckless driving and then result in accidents. So first statement is not correct. There is no relationship between toxoplasma infection and accidents. There is relationship. Because toxoplasma will cause fearlessness. Because of fearlessness, there is reckless driving and accidents happen. So it is not a direct relationship. It is an indirect kind of relationship. Then toxoplasma infection is correlated with an increased risk of accident. That is correct. If you see the graph, where victims have toxoplasma antibodies present in the blood sample, whereas the controls have only very less of the antibodies, but victims have more antibodies. So toxoplasma infection is correlated with increased risk of accidents is correct. So answer is option 3 only. Then coming to next question. The melting temperature of a human protein is 33 degrees Celsius in 100 millimolar sodium phosphate buffer at pH 6.5. What should the predominant conformation of the protein in the same buffer at physiological temperature? Physiological temperature means 37 degrees Celsius. Conditions B. So what is the melting temperature mean? So melting temperature of a protein is the temperature at which it undergoes a transition from its folded form to its unfolded form. That is called as the melting temperature. So for this particular protein, it is 33 degrees Celsius in 100 millimolar buffer at pH 6.5. This means that at temperatures below 33 degrees, the protein will be mostly in the folded form. Whereas at temperatures above 33 degrees, it will remain in the unfolded condition. Here the temperature is, they have asked for at what will happen at 37 degrees Celsius. So at 37 degrees Celsius, the protein will be disordered. It will not be alpha helical beta sheet or mix of alpha helix and beta sheet. It will be disordered. Coming to the next question. 20 microliter of a 10 mg per ml solution of protein A molecular weight 10 kilodalton is added to 20 microliter of a 10 mg per ml solution of protein B of molecular weight 20 kilodalton. What is the molar ratio of the two proteins A is to B in the mixture? So here they have asked molarity. So if you see 20 microliter, 10 mg per ml, all these will get cancelled out in the A is to B ratio. But molecular weight alone is different. Now what is the relationship between molarity and molecular weight? So molarity is moles of the solute by volume of the solution. Moles of the solute is weight by molecular weight. So molarity is inversely proportional to molecular weight. So molarity of A is inversely proportional to molecular weight of A. Similarly for B also. Now they have asked A is to B mixture. So MA by MB is equal to small mb by small ma because it is inversely proportional. So 20 by 10, so 2 is to 1. So the answer here is option 2. Now next one. When the velocity of enzyme activity is plotted against substrate concentration, which of the following is obtained? So velocity against substrate concentration is Michaelis-Menten kinetics graph, and Michaelis-Menten kinetic graph is a rectangular hyperbola. So what is obtained is hyperbolic curve. Answer is option A. Now next one. If you have a polypeptide of size 11 kilodaltons, what would be the mass of the open reading frame that codes for the polypeptide? So mass of the open reading frame here means the nucleotides. Mass of the nucleotides. The average mass of an amino acid and a nucleotide is considered to be 110 daltons and 330 daltons respectively. So they have given polypeptide is 11 kDa or 11,000 daltons. How many amino acids are present in 11,000 dalton? So one amino acid is 110 dalton. So 11,000 dalton, 100 amino acids are present. One amino acid is coded by 3 nucleotides. Codon is triplet. So 100 will be coded by 100 into 3 nucleotide, that is 300 nucleotides. Now one stop codon signal will be there in the mRNA. They have told on open reading frame. So one stop codon signal will be there. So that will be 3 nucleotides again. So total nucleotides that you need will be 300 plus 3, that is 303 nucleotides. So one nucleotide molecular weight they have given as 330 daltons. So 303 nucleotide molecular weight will be 303 into 330, that is 99,990. That is your answer. Now next one. If a branched polysaccharide, that is amylopectin, has 7 branch points, how many free OH ends are available for reduction? So in amylopectin there is only one reducing end located at the end of each branches. Therefore, the total number of reducing ends in amylopectin is equal to the number of branch points. Now it is given in the question that amylopectin has 7 branch points. So there are 7 reducing ends and therefore 7 free OH ends are available for reduction. So the answer here is option 1, 7. Next one. The Michaelis-Menten equation can be represented as follows. V is equal to Vmax concentration of S by 1 plus concentration of S by Km. For an intracellular enzyme to function optimally, which of the following statement regarding intracellular substrate concentration is true? So for the intracellular enzyme to function optimally, the intracellular substrate concentration should be high enough so as to saturate the enzyme's active site. At saturation, all enzyme molecules are bound to the substrate and the reaction rate is maximal. But we do not know the exact concentration required to saturate the enzyme. So this concentration, it can be estimated by determining the Km value of the enzyme, and Km value is substrate concentration required to achieve half maximal reaction rate. Now, therefore, the optimal intracellular substrate concentration for an enzyme can be described as the concentration that is high enough to saturate the enzyme active sites, but not high enough so that the enzyme become inhibited by higher concentration of the substrate. So, substrate concentration shouldn't be greater than Km of the enzyme. The intracellular substrate concentration should be greater than Km of the enzyme. That is not correct. It will result in substrate inhibition. Inhibition of the enzyme by the substrate. The intracellular substrate concentration should be significantly lower. Lower will not work out because it will not saturate the enzyme. The intracellular substrate concentration is independent of the Michaelis constant K. It is not independent, it is dependent on the Michaelis constant Km. The intracellular substrate concentration should be approximately same as that of the Km. That is the answer.